Hey everybody, I hope everybody's doing well. So, I wanted to come here to quickly go over. Uh, I'm going to be coming back to do a bath. We're in Aries season, honey. And I want to come back to do a bath on herbs that are specifically going to be put together for Aries. I've been doing my research. Like, I've been in some herbal books. I've been online, like I have been busy. Um, and I mean, some of this stuff I know already because I love to work with herbs. I've been working with herbs for a very long time. And when I say that, I say well over 20 years. It's been a long time. Um, but I wanted to come here to discuss that because, this is bathing in herbs and doing on the run. And I consider uh, the fact that you're going to understand that, Aries comes with that fire. You know what I'm saying? Aries comes with that passion, that passion. You know what I mean? That joie de vivre for life. That is Aries to the T, especially when we are defending ourselves. But you know how we Aries can be. Um, very very in our feelings. We are very in our feelings type of people. We are also, that's another way. I think we're very emotional creatures. But I'm at the upper deacon of the sign. Um, we are also extreme go getters, especially the women. Um, I've met so many in time over my life. Like there are four in my family, and they're just gonna go out and get it, honey. Married, non-married, divorced, it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter. The energy is the same. Seriously. And I've seen it. That's why when people go, oh, Aries women can be kind of hard. I'm like, I think you kind of getting it wrong. When you piss us off, we gonna come for you. But other than that, we are probably some of the most ushy gushy women I think on the planet. Probably behind Cancer, because I think they're a little bit more emotional than us. But I think that we look more emotional than them because we just, I mean, honey, you know, and it doesn't matter what the moon is doing. We can be extremely emotional people, especially when it comes to love, when it comes to matters of our family, when it comes to matters of sentiment. And so I wanted to put together this bath, right? And I'm feeling like, I wonder if I could do a series of baths per sign. But right now, I'm starting off with Aries. And if I come up with one for Taurus, I'm going to kind of do it, which I think will probably be a very easy bath to put together. But you know what? One thing I've been learning here at this channel is that spirit surprises me all the time. So I may be up researching and researching and researching. Aries is coming like this, but I'm not done. I intend to create that bath and then show some components of what I was doing with in regards to making it and all that kind of stuff. I probably will have also sampled the bath before I do the upload the video. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of come here and let everybody know that because we, like I said, are still bathing in herbs until on the run. One of the services that I provide um, as a priestess and spiritualist and reader is baths. It is a major component. Keeping your energy, your aura cleansed. Just keeping you clean of a lot of. That's funny. That should not be doing. Is this not plugged in? One second. This should be plugged in. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. The video is fine. The charger is too. But one of my main things that I do is I just number one, I like to help people, and I feel that in a lot of communities where they are downtrodden people, the way that you are taught to fix your life is through the regular mainstream way of doing things. But we have to remember that while we're not going all the way to the past and the past way of living to bring wholeness to ourselves, which I know quite a few people, they get on that bent. I'm not quite there. As one of my friends was saying the other day, I think she was on social media, like, no, and I agree with her full blown. Like, I am not trying to go to live in the past and live like the people live in the past live. And I always say, I was born at the time of air conditioning and hotels. I will not be camping. And I'm not against camping from that standpoint. I'm just not, I would have to go glamping, at a hotel. That's my thing. But I say this to say I like to help people with old world things, right? That still apply today. That still help. I can't say that as we move forward, that like roses are still a beautiful thing, right? Lavender is still a beautiful thing, beautiful smelling thing, makes great tea, helps you to relax, is it has so many, it helps your skin with fungus. It has so many different benefits that apply to daily modern life. And there's more and more and more of that, especially when you tap into the herbal kingdom. Don't get me started. And then we on to the crystals. We're on to the many different modalities that can be applied in one's life to affect positive change. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's just like, you know, I love to come here to read because I just love reading. I really do. Um, I see a lot there. Sometimes they get extremely specific, and I always hope that the readings that I do reach those people that it really applies to. I've been here sometimes doing readings, and it's applied to a construction worker. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, it's very specific. You know what I mean? Um, I tend to do a lot of readings that deal with abundance, prosperity, money. And I think one of the main reasons that I do readings like this is because when I was training and everything and doing all this, it was because I was young, I was a single mother, I was in the workforce, and I had to make money regardless of what mainstream society said I could do, right? And so my my ancestors and the Orisha and my guides, they helped so much to make sure that I was moving forward, right? And part of that process was my natural leaning towards herbs. I grew up around herbs. I grew up with these bags of green things in the house that my mother would bring into the house. You know, it's funny, I run into spirulina now. Not now, shoot, I ran into spirulina 20 some odd years ago. And I'm like, I remember this being in the house when I was little. Things that my mother exposed me to, I exposed my daughter to. And like I say, a lot in my daily life, it's interesting to see, these things follow right through a family line. My daughter is an herbalist too. She studies these things. And so it's just like, whoa, and she's also extremely spiritual. But when I come here to bathing in herbs and doing the run, this is not turning just into um, a zodiac reading channel. I will always have here as my base bathing in herbs and Deal on the Run. I feel like the readings are really a part of the Deal on the Run process, a community effort, something where everyone can kind of come in and get this offering that I give as a service to help them in their life as a general reading if it applies. But bathing in herbs, that's my baby. You know what I mean? So it's just like, all right, how do we remember help everyone to remember that um, bathing in herbs is still here and strongly kicking. Like, I still make baths for people. I think that's probably part of the reason that I don't talk about it here so much. I do this a lot on the side. You know, um, it is part of the process, of course, when I read people for the most part that there's a bath involved. Not all the time, though. Not all the time. Um, However, baths are a key component to everyday living, to daily living, to weekly living, to monthly living, obviously to annual living, right? But there should be, I think, a more regular process to that. And I consider myself to be more so of a teacher. I think in the beginning, um, learning to pull together baths over the years has been such it's been such a study, a real study of the herbs. It's been a study of the process. And with every teacher that I have learned from over the years, and I'm still learning, I consider it a pleasure and truly a privilege to bump into more teachers that can teach me stuff because I love to learn. Um, Putting together stuff like that it's therapeutic for me, almost cathartic, if you will, helping someone else, and I like to see what it does for their lives, you know. And so I'm going to put together this bath for Aries. Like I said, I will have taken it by the time I upload the next video on it and let you guys know what the results were. I don't know that it's something that I want to put out to the public of yet, but I can darn sure provide potentially um, the steps that it took for me to get there. Because I'm telling you, because I think that when it comes to baths, it's a very custom process. It's a very, this person needs this. I have one flagship bath here at my company that is just, I can make it hands down, eyes closed. I know how to make this bath. Do I always have the ingredients for it? No. Mm-mm. Because it requires a specific flour. But most of the time I can get my hands on that flour. And it's about the only thing that I don't have in here to make that. You understand what I mean? But it is my flagship bath. It is the main bath. So what I try and do is keep dry components of that flour here at the home. But sometimes um, it gets purchased enough that I run out. And sometimes I like the actual freshness of the flour versus dry, because dry can have a punch to it that's just amazing, because it's like you've frozen it in time, and depending upon the intention that you put around it, there's just so much. There's pros to either side of how you create that. And so when I make that bath, I know that that bath is going to give to people what it was set up to do. The ingredients, the process of making it, the charging of it. It is really, and I created this bath. It's got to be, what are we looking at? We're going on 8 years ago. I created this bath. I created this bath 8 years ago. Because I have been taking it. If you go back in my older videos, which there will be a card appearing here shortly. If you go back in my older videos, it's there. It's in. You'll see. I'll put the card up. It was like my pride and my joy. I love that bath. I still will take that bath from time to time. It is the most peaceful, chill out bath, and it doesn't have a huge spiritual component to it, if you will. You can do whatever prayers you want to do when you get in the tub, but it should be about asking for peace. You understand? And there are more instructions to it than that, but it is the bath of peace. And so, this being bathing in herbs, which is what we do here, I create baths. I call myself a bath crafter, honey, because baths, that is that and one other bath, the Energizer, the Serenity Bath, and the Energizer. Those are my two baths that are just mainstays. They just do what they do. You understand what I mean? The Energizer gives you pep in your step. And you would think, oh, that's an Aries bath. I mean, it could be, but it's a little different than that, right? Versus the Serenity bath, it's just, I don't know how to explain it to you, but you feel, and I felt it, and I know there are people who I have given this bath to who I know suffer with some things, you know. And when I say that, I don't really want to go into particulars with that, but they suffer with some things that the peace bath would be very beneficial to helping them with. And when they've taken the bath, they have reported back to me, yeah, I really felt that, you know. So the process of being here with bathing in herbs and doing the run and doing readings, I know it looks all over the place, but I promise you, it all comes together. Most of the time, when people come to me, it's specifically for the first time. They almost always need a bath because most people are not walking through the world cleansing themselves. They're just not. They're walking through the world collecting miles, and you thinking, oh, they take a shower every day. Not this type of bath. They don't. No, no, they don't. So, as I said, there will be a bath created for this season of Aries. I don't know what's up with 2021, but honey, I think we're in for a different type of year this year. Get ready for it, because if that Scorpio reading, the last video up, is any indicator, I think this is going to be a nice year for quite a few people. I'm just saying, I think it's going to be a very beautiful year. So just get ready and enjoy this ride that you take with me, because I wanted to make sure that I go back to the roots of what this channel are. We'll be getting back into the cooking. I'll be getting back. I did buy the cedar mop, so I will be actually creating a cleansing. I'm going to actually go back to, probably I'll put a card up here for that too, to the video where I talk about specifically the ingredients that you would use as an herbalist to spiritually cleanse your home in your mopping water. So that'll be up soon. Please look for those to come. You can look at those cards right here. Check them out. Don't leave the channel. Stay here a little longer. I'll be back with your Aries bath and results shortly. Right now, get ready and look forward to Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces coming up soon. Peace, everybody.